everyone, it's Angela from Cloudfetti, and today I'm sharing how to make a tiny cupcake out of polymer clay. So to start out, I have a silicone mold that I made of a cupcake base. If you'd like one for yourself, I actually sell these in my online store, but if you'd like to make a base from scratch without the mold, I have a tutorial sharing how to, and I'll leave a link to both of those in the description box below. So to make the base, I have a ball of pastel pink clay, but you could use any colour that you'd like, and I'm dropping it into the mold and pressing it in firmly. And I've put a bit too much clay in, so I'm using a long blade to carefully trim off the excess so it becomes nice and flat. Then for the head, I have a small ball of vanilla clay and I'm pressing that on top of the base. And using my fingers to shape it into a dome. Next, to give it a little bit of texture, I'm tapping a toothbrush all over the surface. And to make it look all GB and D, or golden brown and delicious, I have a little mix of chalk pastel powder that I made. And I have a separate tutorial sharing how I make this, which I'll put in the description box below. And I'm just brushing some all over the cupcake. So now it's time to add the face, so I'm using a dotting tool to poke holes for the eyes to go. And adding in little balls of brown. And a tiny little smile. Then for the cheeks, I'm brushing on some pink chalk pastel. Next, to make the icing or frosting, I have a small ball of white clay and a little metal piping tip, and this one has a small open star design. I then have a little bit of corn flour or cornstarch here, and I'm just dusting the inside with it, and the cornstarch just helps to not make the clay stick inside. And dropping in the clay. Then I'm just using the end of a large paintbrush to push it through, just until it comes out the other side as a long snake. And then just trimming it off with a blade. I then like to twist both ends of the snake, just to give it that piped look, and then just pinch one side into a point. Next, to make the frosting into a swirl, I'm taking the piping tip and wrapping the clay around the pointy end of it, just so it coils around itself like on a real cupcake. And then just trimming off the excess. Then I'm just removing the clay. And placing it on top of the cupcake. And then to turn it into a charm, I'm adding in an eye pin. I've then gone ahead and rolled out some tiny sprinkles, just using the same pink clay as the base, and then pressing them into the frosting. And now I'm just removing the cupcake from the mold, and then just baking everything fully using my package's instructions. And then once it's cooled down completely, I'm securing the eye pin with some Superglue. And that's all for this tutorial. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!